The twists and turns that are taking place in this 2022 Global Champions League season are getting more and more intriguing with each and every passing leg of this campaign. Not only do the Berlin Eagles do it once again, this time, unlike in London, the Stockholm Hearts, powered by H&M, do put in a strong performance. But it is the team powered by Fundis Rijsport, the Berlin Eagles, who now make it back-to-back victories and, like they did in London, continue to eat into the Stockholm Hearts lead. Now it is down to just 2 points. It was 30 points a week ago. And that now, following a win in London, a win in Valkenswaard, that lead has now dwindled down to just 2 points with a handful of events left in the season. How can they continue to eat into it? And when will they be the new championship leaders if this momentum continues? Philip Weishout and Ludger Bierbaum coming to Valkenswaard, coming to the Tops International Arena and jumping a sensational performance. It had been a while since we saw Ludger Bierbaum performing for the Berlin Eagles, and he and Miller did not skip a beat. No Christian Kuckuck this weekend. Instead, Ludger Bierbaum and Philip Weishout, both of them jumping clear in round two. Ludger Bierbaum, in fact, clear in round one and clear again in round two. And it makes for an exciting close. As it stands now, just 2 points separating the Stockholm Hearts and the Berlin Eagles. Shanghai Swans in third place, Prague Lions in fourth. And we will continue to give you an updated overall championship standard. But what about their closest rivals? What about the Stockholm Hearts? Bringing in Marlon Bayard-Jonsson today for round two after making some changes. No Lily Keenan, who jumped 4 in round one, and Marlon Bayard-Jonsson on H&M Indiana jumping clear. And Lily Atwood, you talk about responses. Well, after that very difficult weekend in London, Lily Atwood clear in round one, clear in round two, and she then made sure that she was double clear all weekend long. It kept the Stockholm Hearts on a score of 4, but because of a superior time from the Berlin Eagles, they were able to then get on top of the podium. What about Rome Gladiators, though? They arguably were the big surprise package of the weekend. Nina Malave and Shane Breen jumping 4 and clear, respectively, in round one, and then producing an outstanding double clear in round two, much to the enjoyment and encouragement of Eric Lamars, the team manager. And with that, the Rome Gladiators now get onto the podium. There he is, Eric Lamars, big thumbs up from him. They get onto the podium. They finish in third place behind Stockholm and Berlin. And it means that the Shanghai Swans have to deal with fourth place. And the Paris Panthers, who once again are being struck by the pole position curse, find themselves going into round two as the leaders, and unfortunately coming out of round two all the way down in fifth place. The Shanghai Swans were a big talking point this weekend, as you would imagine. Christian Aumann jumping clear in round two, and Marlon Zanatelli clear all weekend long, in fact. There was no Max Kuhner this weekend. There he was on the kiss and cry. Christian Aumann coming in, jumping clear. Marlon Zanatelli clear, keeping the team on 8, but that was only good enough to then see them finish in fourth place today. Although, in that hunt for the top 4, in that hunt for the GCL Super Cup semi-final spots, performances like this from the Shanghai Swans will continue to just give them valuable championship points and put their name right in the mix for those top 4 positions. Now, as far as the team that was the big talking point is concerned, the Paris Panthers, once again in pole position. Once again, the last team to come out the gate. A 4 for Niall Nasser in round one and a 4 for Niall Nasser in round two. El Conde unable to stay clear all weekend long. No Ben Meyer for round two. There he was in the kiss and cry, focusing on the LGCT Grand Prix to come later on this evening, alongside Rob Hoekstra. The frustration of the 4 from Niall Nasser. And despite jumping clear, Derek Kenny and Cartello, it was not enough for Paris Panthers to turn things around. Out come your podium finishing teams, led proudly by the Berlin Eagles. Ludger Bierbaum, in fact, just finishing up in the sand arena, just a few feet away from this massive grass arena. So it has been a busy weekend for Ludger Bierbaum. We see Marlon Bayard-Jonsson coming in by foot. Not exactly sure where H&M Indiana is, so we will try and get Marlon, I'm sure, close to Indiana. But as it stands now, as you mentioned, the Berlin Eagles coming into the arena once more with the winners' sash on, finishing in first place. The Stockholm Hearts in second. And a reminder of the surprise package there was the Rome Gladiators this weekend. Nina Malave and Shane Breen performing exceptionally well this weekend. Just a single fence going down all weekend across those 4 rounds. Just 4 penalties all weekend for the Rome Gladiators. And this as well will do them wonders from a championship point of view. We will come back to the championship parade in a few moments' time. Let's quickly show you how the home team performed in round 2. No real surprises to see Edwina Tops-Alexander coming in for the second round. Laura Kraup making way after that 12 penalties in round 1. And fellow Casterfield and Tops-Alexander jumping superbly well against, or rather in, her home arena. John Whittaker on Unique Dufranc-Paul, also jumping clear all weekend long, by the way. Sensational from him. Valkenswaard United staying on a score of 12 penalties. Not enough to put them in contention, but for the overall defending champions, they are doing a good job again to continue keeping their championship scoreline ticking over. We start with the podium as the Rome Gladiators now make their way up to the number 3 position. They will be followed by the Stockholm Hearts and your overall winners, the Berlin Eagles, powered by Fundis Kreisport.
Once again, they have to leave the top spot to Berlin Eagles, powered by Fundis Kreisport, as Ludger Beerbaum leads the way for Philip Weishaupt to go first. He follows in his footsteps, and there they are. Ludger Beerbaum and Philip Weishaupt. That is the 3rd time that they are on the top already. On the 4th win actually for Berlin Eagles, the dominant force in the Global Champions League. Weishaupt is comfortable as Jan Tops moves up and congratulates Rome Gladiators with their 3rd place. Jan Tops, president and founder of the league. A warm handshake and a warm word also for Shane Breen, no doubt. And continues to present the trophy to Lily Atwoods and Malin Bayer-Johnson. 1.03 seconds a difference between 1st and 2nd place here in Valkenswaard. Look at that. Were they together in Barcelona when Ludger was Olympic medalist? Yeah, they were both Olympic medalists. It was Jan Tops with the team, Ludger as individual, with the great Latina, Ludger Beerbaum. And Philip Weishaupt, the Riesenbeck boys, back on top of the game. Well, not really, just 2 points behind on the championship table. But here, 2nd consecutive win, 4th win of the season. It is all going very much their way, the Berlin Eagles. They have got the momentum with 3 stages left on the Global Champions League.
Ludger Beerbaum and Miller making their, or not Miller, I beg your pardon, Ludger Beerbaum making his way and getting ready for a lap of honor. Big smile on his face, and Christian Cook not present for the Berlin Eagles today. Philip Weishaupt was the man who was able to jump 4 and clear in round 1 and round 2. And we will continue to show you some of the big moments of Global Champions League round 2 from Valkenswaard as we just allow our top 3 finishers to go on and have their final say of the weekend. But there is no denying that there will still be questions around the Paris Panthers and this terrible pole position curse that seems to be floating around the team. We spoke to Rob Hoekstra this weekend, who almost joked about the curse of pole position. This was meant to be the weekend that the Paris Panthers finally cashed in on that position. So let's find out exactly from Rob Hoekstra how and why they can try and turn this around. Rob Hoekstra, this pole position curse strikes again. What is happening with the Paris Panthers and going last?
Of 15 stages on the Global Champions League.
Yeah, I'm not sure, Mark. I mean, it's been the story of our season really so far. I mean, the horses jumped great, really. Niall rode great. He just jumped out of the double and had to stretch a little bit, and then he bucked in the middle of the line, exactly where it's very difficult to recover. And, you know, if you get a fault, when the horse is really going great. And Dara jumped a great round, but obviously no good for us again.
Rob, I could joke about saying maybe you should aim to start second last in round 2. And of course, that's, you know, being silly of me. But I ask more from a pressure point of view. Do you feel that maybe having that pole position on the Saturday, is there pressure to that? Is the team not coping with that? What is it you feel?
No, I don't think so. I mean, these guys are very experienced, and you know, we do our own round, we plan our own round, and it's not to do with what other riders do, other teams do. We just do our own thing, and we try and do the best. But you know, it's been our story of our season a little bit. You know, last fence down, this happening. You know, Ben's had a run out somewhere when he never has, and you know, we just can't get lucky.
Rob, it's disappointment from not being able to win these events. Disappointment in London, disappointment this weekend. But there are championship points that are being collected here. Is the hope and the dream for Paris Panthers top 4 still alive?
Yeah, I would have thought so. I mean, you know, we keep putting ourselves in a good position. You know, we could easily win 1 or 2 of the last few shows. And then, of course, the whole picture changes again. But let's see.
All right, Rob Hoekstra, we wish you the best of luck. We know there's still Rome to come and a few events left in the season. We wait for you to get to pole position and get over the line on day 2.
Thank you.
Rob Hoekstra, manager of the Paris Panthers, almost lost for words as to just how and why the Panthers are not getting over the line when they find themselves in pole position at the end of a Global Champions League round 1 stage. That we saw a similar outcome in London, and now it replaying itself again in Valkenswaard. But as I say, there are championship points that are being earned by Paris Panthers, but will they be enough to get them over the line? Will it be enough to get them into the top 4 and into that GCL Super Cup semi-final spot? There is still time for the Paris Panthers, but hard work needs to be done. Now, the Hamburg Giants, a lot of talk around Kevin Jochims coming in this weekend, finally returning to the team after a long break. He jumped 8 penalties in round 1 and had a rail down in round 2. The very last rail, the tulips going down for Kevin Jochims. 4 penalties for him, a weekend of 12 penalties, but important for him to come back into the team. Jur Frieling jumping 4 and clear. But the frustration for the Hamburg Giants continues, especially after the fact that we spoke about the Hamburg Giants at one stage as potential championship contenders. Well, let's hear from Kevin Jochims, who we spoke to after his performance.
I think my horse jumped a very good round yesterday. We had 2 mistakes, but okay, we still need to get to know each other a little bit. 2 very light mistakes. Jumped same today, very good. Still 1 mistake, last one. That's a pity, but okay. Had a very good round. Should be happy with it.
So overall conclusion?
Very happy. There's for sure progress, and I really hope I can jump the Grand Prix later today.
For the next GCL, do you have your own jacket?
I hope so.
Well spotted there. If you notice, there is a Frieling name on the jumper of Kevin Jochims. So hopefully by Rome, we'll have a Jochims jumper for him. Now, I believe that Philip Weishaupt is standing by for us. Have a conversation. Philip, congratulations. Boy, 2 for 2. This has been an outstanding run from the Berlin Eagles. What are you doing to make this magic happen?
Yeah, so first we have the Grand Prix coming up, but that was a good start. Kobe was in top form again. Yeah, it feels very good after two double clears in London, and now again to win is a very, very good feeling.
Philip, there's a term in sport called scoreboard pressure, and I have a feeling that the scoreboard pressure is taking its toll on the Stockholm Hearts. And I wonder if momentum behind the Berlin Eagles, the scoreboard pressure on Stockholm, are you eyeing Rome as the venue to take the championship lead?
Actually, it doesn't really matter if it's going to be Rome or Riyadh. The main thing is we're going to catch them before the end. So whatever God wants to do, as long as we catch them before the season is finished, we are happy enough. Our strategy was a bit different than last week in London. But thank God I had a bit of the feeling that today just jumping clear will be not enough. And yeah, that was the right feeling. And then thank God it was not even 1 second between us and Stockholm Hearts. But yeah, it was just so lucky and so happy that it worked out like this, and we were on the lucky side today.
Philip, at this stage of the season, are you as a team riding event for event, or have discussions taken place for Riyadh, for Rome, for New York? How far ahead is the team planning?
Yeah, I mean, the good thing is that the Berlin Eagles is more or less like a stable team from Beerbaum. So almost all the team members are part of the Beerbaum stable. So we sit together and we have a very short way of plannings, and we can actually change easily, because we can change in our stable, in the barn, so many things and discuss. I think that's also an advantage compared to other teams which are spread all over the world. So we can plan and also change plans on a very short notice. Actually, just going in the prize giving, Ludger was thinking of changing the team for next week in Rome, because we heard that Stockholm Hearts is coming with a very strong team there, and we don't want to give it any chance. So we're going to go with the best team we have to Rome. And those things is easier to create and change once you have a stable team like we have.
The team looked different and won in London last week. The team looks different and wins in Valkenswaard this week. What is the best team that you can take to Rome?
That's going to be a surprise. I'm not gonna tell you now, but it's going to be another team again, but as strong as the one in London and the one here in Valkenswaard. I promise you.
Berlin Eagles, powered by Fundis Sport, chasing three in a row.
Better watch out.
They better watch out. And a warning shot fired by Philip Weissart and the Berlin Eagles towards the end. Will they make it 3 in a row? He promises a strong team that will continue to challenge. And the Berlin Eagles now are looking very, very good. Let's bring up some tables and give you a clearer idea from a numbers perspective. It is now down to just 2 points. 239 plays 237 between the Stockholm Hearts and the Berlin Eagles. We thought that 2021 was going down to the wire on the very final day, that could never be repeated. Well, we look as if now, with just 3 events to come in Rome, Riyadh and New York, that we might well be going down a very similar road. The Shanghai Swans now starting to lose a bit of pace, but do comfortably hold on to the top 4. Then drops for Madrid Emotion, eliminated this weekend. Drops for the London Knights, who finished on 16 penalties this weekend. And despite a very impressive double clear today, New York Empire, powered by Lugano Diamonds, finishing on 31 penalties, also dropping down to 12 points. That is how the overall championship standings look. But big smile on the face of Ludger Beerdbaum, big smile on the face of the Berlin Eagles. What is the response going to be then from the Stockholm Hearts, powered by H&M? Lily Atwood standing by for us. Lily, thank you very much for joining us. Firstly, congratulations to you, an outstanding personal response, but a big team response as well.
Yeah, thank you very much. You know, we're pleased with the second, of course. Berlin Eagles are, gaining on us now, but myself and Marlon both watched their rounds, and to be honest, Philip especially was very fast, and I don't think we could have got the win today.
Knowing that Berlin had jumped the double clear, keeping their score on 4, was there a conversation between yourself and Marlon before you guys got into the ring?
Not really. We just both stuck to our plan. Both our horses are naturally very fast, so I think, you know, going at our own pace, keeping our lines tight and trying to keep the jumps up would have got us in a good spot today.
Lily, if I recall last weekend, Olivia Philippart spoke about, of course, the disappointment and what it meant from a championship point of view. Despite finishing in second, Berlin make up more ground today, down to 2 points. There's no denying that the championship lead has slipped away slightly. Talk to me about the pressure that the team is facing. Is there a fear that you guys can lose the championship lead in Rome?
Yeah, last week for me was a bit disappointing in London, but we had to put that behind us. This was a new week, and, you know, it was a good week. Yeah, for sure they're getting closer to us now, but I think if we just keep positive and continuing like this the next couple of shows, we should be okay for the championship.
Well, you are keeping it super exciting. So well done again on a great performance today for you and the team. The Stockholm Hearts, powered by H&M, finishing in second place today. Lily Atwood jumping superbly well in particular. Clear in round 1, clear in round 2. And along with Marlon Bayard Jonsson's clear in round 2, they finish on the podium. But, as you mentioned, that championship lead now down to just 2 points, knowing that Rome, New York and Riyadh are still to come. What is going to happen in the next 7 days? Can we already fast forward to Rome today to allow these two juggernauts to go head-to-head and continue competing for this championship race? And we see the Berlin Eagles fans trying to get some photos with Ludger Beerbaum and Philipp Weishout. Important that we try and catch up with the Rome Gladiators as well, because an outstanding performance this weekend. We caught up with Eric Lamars earlier on today in our pre-studio, and he was incredibly confident and very proud around his team's performance. And they delivered the goods again in the second round. A clear from Shane Breen, a clear from Nina Malave. And once again, the Rome Gladiators performing and finding themselves on the podium. Shane Breen standing by along for us. Shane, congratulations, an outstanding weekend. You must be incredibly proud of your performance and that of your team member.
Yeah, absolutely. I jumped 2 relatively inexperienced horses, and I think they both stepped up to the challenge superbly. I thought Nina was amazing. There was a lot of pressure on us today to try and keep it on 4 falls from yesterday, and I thought we did it very well. I watched Philipp Weishout go before me, and I thought he had an incredible round. So I had to change my plan slightly and try and go a little bit quicker. But well done to Ludger and Philipp. And you know, the Marlon and Lily were fantastic. And I think it was a wonderful sport today. It was a very challenging course, built from Uliano again. But the conditions are amazing here. Wonderful ground, as we saw how all the horses jumped today. It was great sport.
Shane, going toe-to-toe with the Paris Panthers, with Berlin Eagles, Stockholm Hearts, what does that say about the potential and the talent that's in the Rome Gladiators team?
I think the Rome Gladiators were strong, where our horsepower is even getting stronger. As I said, I brought 2 young horses. Vistogrand jumped a clear round back in Hamburg. It was Quickstar Quebec's first time yesterday. He jumped clear. So I think not just me, but all of us, we've more horsepower. We're getting more united as a team. And I think going forward, we should get stronger and stronger.
Well, we look forward to seeing the team perform in Rome, Shane.
I think... thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, apologies. Cutting Shane Breen off for a moment there. I do apologize, Shane. But again, outstanding performance from him and the team in Rome Gladiators. And as he says, they are getting stronger and stronger, and they continue to bond further and further. Can they podium once again in Rome in the upcoming 7 days as we get ready for stage 13 of the Global Champions League? But the good news is that the day is not over. The night is far from over, in fact, because from here, we get ready to now shift our attention to the LGCT, the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix of Valkenswaard. Stay with us here on GCTV. The best show jumping continues. The Grand Prix comes your way shortly.